All right. Questions. Got abruptly ended back there. Um, but I'm back. If you got any questions, this is going to be for everybody, not just subscribers. Mhm. I'll wait till you guys get in here. So if you're coming in here, you should be able to comment now. You should be able to ask me a question. Thumbs up if you're in here. Give me a like. Hey, Veronica, I see you. I know the last live you couldn't really comment or anything, but now you should be able to. If you want to discuss what we just talked about in the last session, let me know. I still got my little notes here, how to join your membership. So if you go to my homepage, um, there's a little button that says join, and you should be able to just hit that, and they'll walk you through the steps on how to join. Like I said, it's $1.99 a month for the Facebook page, and I haven't designed that yet. My bad. But it's also $10 a month where you can comment on my live sessions that I have, the subscriber deals. And also, I offer discounts for people who are joining. Hey, what's up, Thomas? I also offer discounts for people who join my $10 a month program. And you'll be able to comment. You'll be able to. Um, you didn't see that? Hmm, interesting. I guess I'll try to send that to you guys whenever I can. I should grab my computer now and do that. But if you go to my homepage, my Coach Court homepage, you should be able to. There should be a link there that says join, and the packages are uh, the seedling, it's the sprout, it's the growth addict, and I forgot what I named the other one. But with those, they all have discounts for one-on-one coaching sessions, and the $10 one, you should be able to join my weekly coaching sessions. This one right now is a subscriber. It's open right now. So if you have any questions now, I'll answer it for you. What type of coach am I? I'm a relationship coach and a mindset coach. So unlocking limiting beliefs. I suggest books for personal development. I give you references and um, different resources in order to help improve your life as far as um, negative thinking. I'm more of a positive mindset guy, and also relationships. So if you're struggling with your relationships, if you want to know um, the birds and the bees, how men are from Mars, women are from Venus. Also attachment styles. I kind of specialize in attachment styles. I've really studied those hardcore, and also I'm an anxious attacher myself, so I know how it is to be somebody that's triggered into your anxiety. Some of the things that we do, some of the unhealthy coping mechanisms that we have, and I've been there, so I'm able to guide you through your scenarios. And also, I've been pretty successful. I've been helping get people get the results that they want if they want to get their exes back. So if you have been pushed my content, most likely you're somebody who's struggling with relationships. I am interested if you could share some of yours, let's say breakup and then get the ex back together. If you had any, what was the hardest part for you to experience in that? Any doubts, meanwhile? Um, the only thing that only time I really struggle with helping somebody get their ex back is when the person doesn't listen to what I'm telling them to do. And I know that I can't be with you 24/7. I can't be there and stop you from sending that text message that you just have to send, or if I can't stop you from checking their social media because you're so triggered into your anxiety and you're so fearful of losing them forever. The people that don't listen to me and they don't follow my advice, they're the ones that struggle to get their person back. They usually just end up pushing that person even further away. But the people who do listen to me, listen to everything that I, suggest that they do, they either A, get that person back, or B, they have grown so much that they really don't want that person back anymore. They have boosted their self-esteem and their self-worth. Their confidence levels go through the roof, and they're able to um, understand that they're much more valuable than the person that they're trying to get back. Well, that's interesting, Veronica. I'm glad you're able to find it. I don't know why it's not on the mobile app, but maybe I should message YouTube about that and let them know that, hey, people are struggling to join the program due to its format. But either way, I appreciate the support and I appreciate the love everybody have shown. Um, if Thomas, if you can rephrase that question a little bit better, if you could share some of yours, let's say break up and then get back together, if you had any. Yeah. Whew, I've had some makeups to breakups before, breakup to makeups before, and it was quite a journey. Got any questions? I'm gonna head out soon. My last session ended abruptly. If you want to go back and check that out, about whether or not you should move on. I think I give a few little nuggets in there that tells you, the best signs that you should move on. If you're in here, thumbs it up, thumbs up the session. Let me know if it's valuable. Let me know if, and it's just that's a free way of showing your support for me. If you just like and share the live feeds, that goes a long way because you never know who needs to hear some of the things that I'm saying. I never knew until I started doing this. I didn't know just how much people struggle to be vulnerable and how much people struggle to ask for help. A lot of the times when I'm coaching people, they tell me that I'm their very first coach. They've never reached out to anybody. And they even say that they have been in therapy. And a lot of the times, the therapists that they've been working with haven't made any progress and haven't helped them heal from whatever they've been going through. Literally, I've had people tell me that 2 or 3 sessions with me was more valuable than having a 6 year session with their therapist or their counselor. And of course, I say, not everybody, not every counselor or therapist are a good fit. So you want to shop around and kind of figure it out. Um, that way, if that person was actually just not a good fit for you. But many times they say, yeah, they're a really good therapist, but as far as giving me some traction and helping me uh, get further ahead of my relationship situation, it hasn't really been helpful. She broke up with me 2 weeks before she met up with her previous ex behind my back. Usually, when I see that, that person was always in the picture. They most likely were still in communication with that person, and that's usually a sign of somebody who has an unhealthy attachment style, somebody that's just willing to jump into another situation because a healthy minded person, they was not. And was it the percentage of fearful avoidance who reach back? Oh, yeah. Listen, for fearful avoidance who's reaching back out to somebody, I've learned that it's roughly 80 to 90% of those people who are fearful avoidant, they really want to reach back out to that person. That's why they call them a fearful avoidant. They're just fearful of rejection, but they usually do reach back out. Usually, it becomes so heavy, the silence from that person becomes so intense that they just have to talk to them again. Do you have to be a member to ask a question? Yes, you do, Lady Shay. And I think that's $10 a month. $10 a month, you can ask a question, and you also can participate in the live sessions that I'll be having throughout the weeks. I'm really going to hold to my 4 sessions a week. I mean, 4 sessions a month, group coaching sessions a month. And we'll be going over topics like we're going over right now. And it's also a way for you guys to say thank you, because I know it's a great deal of people that tells me that they value my work, they just can't afford a session. So this is a way for them to be able to have a happy medium where they can participate, they can get my help, but they can also say thank you. I know in the past I've had people buy me a cup of coffee, a few cups of coffee on buymeacoffee.com. But this is a way to be able to keep it all here, keep it all home, because YouTube is my home when it comes to my coaching practice, from the place that I get clients from, and where I feel I'm the most impactful. I've tried Instagram, I've tried Twitter, but YouTube is such a cool community because everybody's supportive, everybody's genuine in their support, and thanks for the thumbs up. So go ahead and go to my homepage. You should find a join button there. And then I'll check it out. I'll research this myself because apparently people aren't able to join the membership from their cell phone. So I'll look into that. Lady Shay, it's good to see you. I guess my point is having a hard time to work it out. Would she like to? Because I feel betrayed, despite, of course, I neglected her. Um, I think that's really awesome that you're able to identify that you neglected her. That's where growth starts, being able to identify that you are the problem. But if you are the anxious attacher, we tend to put a lot of it on ourselves anyway, even when it's not really our fault. We tend to take all of the blame and all of the shame on ourselves. But I would be careful about that because most likely there was something going on that you didn't see. And no matter what you did, if this other ex was in the picture, if they were still in their ear trying to, you're anxious, you're FA, so you're hot and cold. If that person was still in her ear, hey lady, that's cool. If you're able to see some of the little things that she was doing, because women, when they pull away, like, it's very apparent. They stop texting as much, they start becoming less affectionate, they start um, becoming more combative about the things that you normally weren't combative about. Welcome to the sprout level, lady. I appreciate you. Um, okay, I got your question. Is it possible to never heal from the breakup? It has been 9 months for me, and I still feel terrible. It's really possible. I've seen it. I've seen it a lot. If you're not going to therapy, and even I've seen people where therapy and counseling wasn't even working. You just have everybody heals at their own pace. Hey, I got your question, lady. If you want to answer, ask it. Ask it. Because the reason why a lot of people aren't able to heal right away is because you only attach to somebody once or twice a decade. You don't meet people like that very often. It's very hard to deactivate yourself and to detach from yourself from that person. And a lot of times we're under the illusion that that person is our soulmate. But usually, what it is just an unhealthy attachment style uh, hijacking you and preventing you from healing. Hey, lady, what's the question? I'm going to hop off here soon, but I want to honor your question. It's good to see you again, by the way. I appreciate you. It has been over a year after my breakup. My ex ended our engagement harshly. We were together for 3 years. He ended it over a small argument and demanded for me to give the ring back. I blocked him. That's pretty traumatic. I guess I would want to know, um, what was his reason for getting the ring back? And there were some red flags there throughout the relationship. There were some things that was really not healthy because when people break up with somebody, usually it's not because things were going great. What was going on with the relationship that you turned a blind eye to? There was something happening. There was something lurking in the shadows that you didn't either want to acknowledge or you felt was going to get better over time. The fact that I would say unblock them. Like it's been a year. Why block? Why keep them blocked? There's really no need for that. Because here's the thing that's what the lack of being able to heal is. Usually, when you're still struggling from a breakup, there's just stuck energy in you that just can't get itself out. You get stuck in this spot where that energy is continuing to um, cause further resentment, and you start to just repress those feelings and those emotions. Dr. Wayne Dyer says that nobody ever died from a snake bite. Once you've been bitten, you've been bitten. That's it. You can't take that back. But it's the venom that continues to course through your veins that will be eventually your demise. You'll die from the venom. How people treat you is their karma. How you respond is yours. He accused me of arguing. I wouldn't question him about looking at half naked women all the time online, and he would promise to change and kept doing the same thing. He just seemed to constantly have. Yeah, a wandering eye and made hurtful comments about my appearance in comparison. Yes, lady. I would say good riddance because people who struggle with uh, wandering eyes, that means they're not, I won't say they're not content with where they're at because they are content. Usually they are content. Sometimes it's just an addiction. People who watch uh, stuff like that online, they usually have an unhealthy addiction. And the reality, the world that they're living in, um, becomes less attractive or less alluring to them, I guess you would say. So they will do the comparisons because the things that you're doing and the way that you're showing up in real life can't compare to what they're seeing online. And I can tell you after a while, it depends on how early it started, it's going to become an addiction and it's going to become something that needs professional help to overcome. And usually I say when the person is, and most likely he probably left you because you put too much guilt and you shamed him for constantly looking at that stuff, which is your right. If you're in a romantic relationship, you do have the right to say what makes you uncomfortable and what you won't tolerate. It's setting healthy boundaries. But if he was somebody that is probably addicted to it, it's most likely a relief to so he can go and live in bliss with this unhealthy um, bond that he's formed with the online world. I don't know if you ever saw the movie Her, which is a great movie. I think it's a really good movie, powerful. It's probably about at least 6 to 8 years old. And that movie, it was a guy that was gotten into a relationship with a computer AI, and the AI, the voice behind it I believe it was Scarlett Johansson, and he formed this relationship with her he was coming out of a divorce, and he formed an unhealthy addiction, and a lot of people do. And then AI was becoming very popular to people who didn't want to deal with the real world relationships. But the only hang up in that was the lack of physical touch. You know, some people love languages, physical touch and quality time, and you can't get that from an AI. So in a movie, he ended up struggling having that hole in his life. And people that are addicted to that type of stuff, the relationships become very toxic and they set these unrealistic expectations on the person that they're with. The reason that he decided to propose to you in the first place, I would be curious about too. That makes me wonder whether or not this person was pressured to do it in the first place, because chances are he may not have wanted to do it on his own accord. But that's it. I appreciate the new member, lady. If you guys are interested in joining this membership where you can participate in the live chats, make comments. Um, right now, this is an open chat, but it will be closed chats, closed talks in the future. So I appreciate you guys. I love y'all for the support and continuing to grow this channel. It's been very awesome. And I never knew that I could get to this level of influence, I guess. I always knew I had this. I always knew I was a book nerd and a bookworm, but how valuable my content was, I wasn't quite sure. This channel has shown me just how much of value you guys find in my content. So have a good rest of your week, everybody, and I love y'all.